All right now everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you were fortunate enough to catch the last video, I showed these two pieces of wood, and it's just kind of piquing my curiosity. When you're out here at the tree service, it's really hard to tell when you're in a dump what kind of wood is what. And here we have two pieces of wood, two logs that were dumped side by side. And this one is clearly cottonwood, and this one looks similar, but I believe that this one over here is white oak. And now that I'm back here and looking at it again, the more that I look at it, I think it probably is white oak. But I mean, they're both almost identical size and color. And this piece of wood over here does have some thicker bark. I mean, down here on the bottom side of this, there's some thick bark like this looking here. So it is possible that it is cottonwood, but that's what we're doing for today. I'll show you a close-up and show you what I'm looking at on the side down here. It's hard to see because it's down in the weeds, but you go ahead and say what you think it is, or put it in the comments and think to yourself whatever you want to do before I get cutting on it. And hopefully once I take a slab off of this and split it, I should be able to tell if it's white oak or cottonwood. I mean, just by the look of it, the smell of it, the texture. This cottonwood is pretty stringy, weird stuff. It's got a stinky smell. I might be able to see some medullary rays in there, so hopefully we'll be able to tell. If not, you just put it in the comments and we'll never know. But I should be able to tell. I'm not always perfect on everything. So I'm going to go ahead now and get my chainsaw gear on and get all ready and everything, and I'm going to film this while I'm chainsawing. I like to leave my cameras running as much as possible, and I do that in case a Sasquatch passes by. That way I have my gear rolling all the time. You know, you always ask why nobody films these things, so I try to leave the camera on as much as possible, just in case we see a Bigfoot. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I just wanted to get some footage of this wood. You can clearly see that this is cottonwood by the bark there and how thick that bark is. But down here on this side, it does get thin, coming all around through here and all the way over to there. And when you look at this piece of wood over here, you can see what they look like. I mean, they're both about the same size. Could be from the same tree, maybe so, maybe not. But when you look at this wood, see how thin that bark is all the way around? But then you get down over into here, and it's hard to see in the weeds. And you do have some of that thicker, deep furrowed bark on that wood, and it's peeling off. There's bark all over the ground. See how it's been falling off? There's a bunch of it down in there. So it does look like white oak to me the more I look at it. I have to say, it does look like white oak. When you come over here to this other side, you can see how big those furrows are down in there though. Oops. So it's hard to say if that is just a section of, if that's just a separate log, or it's the upper section of that piece of wood. And there's a bunch of tires and crap in here. I may not be able to buck this whole thing up today. This field is absolutely out of control. You can't even see the wood in it anymore. So it's just a mess. But anyways, I should be able to take a slice off of here, no problem. And I may take a slice off of that wood just for comparison's sake, and we'll just see how we do here. The thing with this piece of wood is if I use a cant hook and try to roll it out of the way, the cant hook won't be able to grab on to this bark. It's so big. So I'll have to try to figure out how I'm going to roll that, or knock the bark off of it with my axe or something. But anyways, let's get going, and I'm going to buck up a piece of this wood, and we're going to see if we can't find out the answer to some of these questions. All right, I got my saw pretty much warmed up. If you watch the guys on the Still Timber Sports Championships, when they warm up their saws, it only takes about 3 seconds. They start them up and just rev them up real hard for a couple seconds, and that's considered warmed up. So that's all I'm going to go with. That's all you need to do. Warmed up, alrighty. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to get two pieces off of here or not. There's a bunch of tires underneath this wood. everybody, I gotta say, it's cutting like cottonwood right now. Yep, like I said, it was an uneven cut on this wood. I think we got us some cottonwood though. Oh. Wouldn't hurt to get it close. Yep, we got us some cottonwood here. So, that's what I'm saying. Look at this bark. Oh, here's the bark on that wood. Oh, and there's some ants in there. Oh, man. Ugh. All right, so here's a piece of the bark on that wood. Hopefully y'all can see that. We got us some cottonwood. I'm about 90% sure right now that that's cottonwood. Yeah, that smells pretty funky. I don't see any medullary rays. And the saw just went right through this. The sawdust was kind of real powdery and light. Pretty sure it's some cottonwood. So anyways, I'll take a slice or two off of this. Let me get this stuff noodled down where I can split it, and we'll be able to probably tell furthermore. And I might take a slice off of this piece for a comparison. But that's what's coming up next. So stay tuned. All right, everybody, so that's just amazing. I mean, look at how that wood looks. I mean, if you saw that, it looks like white oak. But you come around there on that other side where that bark broke off on that right side over here, and I showed you the bark that came off of it, so that's just awfully deceiving. It's very hard to be correct all the time, so I apologize if I make mistakes on the trees, but you can see why. It is not an easy thing to do all the time. So let's get this stuff noodled down here now. Yeah, we got a problem here. Oh, well, Doug, if you're watching, now's when I could use that winch of yours to pull this thing over a little bit. All right, everybody, I got one log, the one that was clearly cottonwood, separated over into this area. The other log over there in that area. So I'm going to split this wood and try not to hurt my back lifting it. I think I got it small enough, but I'm about positive we got 2 pieces of cottonwood here. I'll show you close up. So you can see that wood, how similar the color is. It's both the same stuff, man. I just wore myself out splitting those rounds. They're both the same thing, so it's 2 pieces of cottonwood. I was right. I thought that looked kind of deceiving. Made a good video though, so hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to split this wood. We'll do a little bit of filming the splitting now. Cottonwood, and it's a pain in the ass to split, so I'll sign in later when I'm done. All right, everybody, there's my nice cottonwood. That stuff wore my butt out. It's 92 degrees today, and I am about to pass out, so I need to go find some more easy cutting wood and finish out my truckload real quick. I did have to noodle that stuff down, and you had to figure out how to split that wood. It's hard to explain. I didn't record it all, but you had to noodle it down and then find a space like this where the grain's running real vertical. And if you split right into that vertical grain, it was popping right apart, and you weren't getting that interlocking grain, whereas if you just did it randomly and tried to knife through it. So I was finding these nice straight parts, and the wedge was popping it apart. Plus I noodled it down real small into thin little planks of wood, and that's how I was able to get that split. You got to kind of go with the grain. You can't just go through it randomly because it's interlocking grain. But anyways, thanks for watching. Now that's a load of some calf soxula. It is some kind of calf soxula. Now you got to find the beauty in cottonwood. It comes with fire starter already attached to it, so it'll get going good, and it makes a nice bright burning flame. So have a good one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and watch some damn videos if you do subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Just do a little introduction. I have no idea what I'm going to say.